What's going on, everybody? Toby coming at you. Today is the 4th of October. Tomorrow marks 35 weeks since my surgery, since I underwent triple bypass open heart surgery, CABG, which stands for coronary artery bypass grafting. Okay, so for those of you who have not seen any of the videos before, that's what that is. What I just said is when they graft arteries from some other part of my body to replace and bypass the arteries in my heart because they were too clogged. Okay, my arteries, my widowmaker and the other two arteries in the front here were more than 80% blocked. So my very first video on this explained that I was considered basically a dead man walking. But here I am now, by the grace and miracle of God, to continue sharing my recovery and other things about this that intersect with it, and also try to answer your questions or echo the things you have expressed concern about. So if this is your first time, thanks for watching, thanks for joining. My videos aren't specifically about this, but this has been the focus of my videos of my channel for the last 8 months, 10 months. So you can go back and see them and look for the whole thing, see if anything helps you. If it does, great. That's the whole point of it, is to hopefully give you advice, knowledge on what to expect, and just to let you know you're not alone. You or your loved one, that you're not alone in your recovery, in your struggles, the depression that follows. But so today, this video is going to be about, I'm talking about a little bit more on my recovery, what's going on. I'm going to cover something about, some of you may have heard of this before, and I've just picked up on this in the last week or so. A theory that kind of applies. It doesn't really apply as a whole, but I'll get to it. It's called spoon theory. Okay, we'll get to it in a second. And then the other part is some advice that I want to throw out to people, okay, to anybody in my shoes recovering, whether you're 8 days, 9 days, 2 to 3 days past surgery, or you're 10 months in or beyond. So my recovery, I'm doing better, getting out and walking more. Diet is still an ongoing thing. If any of you have been out there, unless you really set out to, unless you like totally clear out your house, I guess, and when you go out, there's always the temptation, right? So whether you eat right or not, that's on you and it's on me, and I am eating right. It's just, 90 to 95% of the time. Okay, so the one thing about pain and recovery that I really wanted to point out to everybody, is I've talked about this before, is my scar is slowly healing up. The nerve endings around my chest area are, I don't know if I call them getting back to normal. I don't know if they ever will be normal, but I am starting to slowly get feeling and sensation in some areas of my chest. Okay, the scar, I pointed this out last week or week before last, that some parts of the scar going from, all the way from the top to the bottom, little parts here and there are feeling different than other parts of the scar. Some parts are still bumpy, like the skin is still healing and recovering, going and getting full blown, fully restored. And some areas are fully flat with the rest of the skin, but you can still feel some irritation. This morning I was trying to tie my shoes, and I bent down to tie the laces, and I felt it was right about here. And I'm going to try and put a picture here to point to the specific spot. I think it was right about here, where it's just a bone pain. I don't know if it's arthritic. I don't know if it's I would assume from the other parts of knuckles and hands, knuckles and area bones and creaks and pops and cracks of my body, that this is kind of an arthritic type of pain or just discomfort. It's an annoyance, right? It's like something that I'm praying over it. God's got it. And if it's there permanently, it's there. If it's not, it's not. Great. But right now, it just seems like to be the one outlying factor or part of me, aside from the internal health, that is just kind of staying where it is right now. So the reason why I say is because like when I ride my motorcycle, I'll show a video here. When I look, if you've ever ridden on a motorcycle or even when you're driving a car, you should be doing these things, right? When you're looking to check your blind spots, either left side or right side, you shouldn't be relying solely on those side mirrors. You should be looking back and checking that blind spot. Well, when I do that, I feel right there in that spot, and you can see on the video here, I feel right in that spot, whether I look this way or look this way. And it's more pronounced when I look to the left. That's what I am noticing, observing. It is. I still feel it when I look to the right, but it's more when I look to the left. So that is a part of the recovery that I will continue to work on, and through exercise, through stretching, and prayer. So enough about that. The main piece, well, not enough about it per se, but like I said, it's the main thing. It doesn't stop or hinder range of motion. It's just there, right? Whether I reach out to tie something, sometimes it's a more pronounced sensation, and it just feels like it's a bone that you want to pop. It kind of feels like that, like you want to stretch and you want to pop it. So if anybody else out there is feeling this, if you've had it and you've worked past it and it has gotten it, it's gone, great. Please express that and tell me about it in the comments. Maybe others have felt the same way I'm feeling. But on that piece, talking about something that just kind of seems chronic, right? So I came across, I was either watching something or came across article or something about something. It's called spoon theory. Okay, it was introduced in 2003 by a Christine Miserandino. I will put a couple of links or whatever down in the description for backstory on it. I'm not going to go reading too deeply into it, because the point is, spoon theory is mainly for people who have chronic illnesses, chronic conditions. I won't say illnesses, chronic conditions, and thereby those chronic conditions limit their energy abilities, their energy. It limits their daily energy, whether it's mental energy, physical energy, take your pick. So, no, I felt this kind of applied. Why do I say that? Because no, a triple bypass or any kind of open heart surgery is not necessarily a chronic condition, right? Unfortunately, you might sustain people might sustain chronic conditions as a result of it, and through the recovery, develop chronic conditions. I can't speak to that entirely, but I can tell you this: for those of you who have had open heart surgery, or you're preparing to get into open heart surgery or undergo an open heart surgery procedure, okay, I'm telling you, read about spoon theory, because I would say for the first 6 months, after, at least depending upon your age and your physical shape and your health at the time of going through or undergoing open heart surgery, triple bypass, quadruple bypass, valve replacements, any kind of surgery that they're opening you up in here to get to your heart and replace something, I believe this is my personal opinion. I'm not medically trained, clinically trained. I'm clinically nuts. I'm kidding, but it's empirical knowledge, empirical experience. Okay, I personally believe that anybody undergoing open heart surgery of any kind like this, for at least the next 6 months afterwards, and beyond that, maybe you could consider yourself under the spoon theory umbrella of conditions and criteria. Why? Because spoon theory, the concept is it's a metaphorical thing, and I'll read this what I wrote down. It's a metaphor to describe the energy limitations faced by individuals with chronic conditions, okay? Both physical or mental. And that's why I say that. So it's used as a metaphor. So if you imagine a handful of spoons, right? And I probably could have grabbed a bunch of spoons out just for the picture. You know what? Let's do it. So I don't know how well you can see on this table. But spoon theory means you have a limited number of spoons every single day. So if you can imagine your energy being a spoon, okay, and you have a limited number, you have a limited supply of energy to get through the day with. So whether it's conducting personal hygiene, getting in the shower, getting dressed, if you live in a multi-story house, going up and down stairs, walking to and getting in and out of a vehicle if somebody's driving you until you've been cleared to drive, walking to and from your mailbox, maybe. If you live alone and you have a caregiver that comes occasionally, maybe you're already having to, by force, by necessity, taking the trash to the curb, walking out to check your mailbox, getting up to go to the bathroom, getting up from the bathroom to go back to sit down or continue whatever you're doing before the bathroom, making a meal if somebody's not doing it for you. Every single action is energy expelled, both mentally and physically, okay? So you as a person, I'm telling you, that's one thing I've realized, and I think back, you have a limited amount of energy. I mean, you get tired and wore out real quick when you first get home from the hospital. Real quick. So if you have loved ones. If you do, I pray that you do. If you don't, hopefully your insurance sets up for some kind of a in-home caregiver that comes, if not routinely every day, at least a certain amount of time. I hope that you do. If not, I pray for you, because I really hope there are loved ones out there, family, friends, somebody that can, village you to help you as a village to help you recover. But you need to consider this, because this is what energy you have, right? And like I say, the more I think about this, what we were going through, but remember though, that's one thing I will point out. This might be your energy daily while you're recovering, but this hopefully is not permanent, okay? Because as you heal and recover and rehab, going through the cardiac rehabilitation, you will get stronger, you will get better, your energy will increase, your stamina will increase, you won't be as limited. But it is frustrating early on. It is depressing early on. Don't give in to that. Fight that and know that you will get better. Every day, microscopically, macro, micro, all of it, your body is getting better in some way every day. It's healing. You have to let it do its job, okay? Spoon theory, look it up. It's only temporary in your case. If you have chronic conditions, this may also still apply to you. Look into it. It may help you. There's They call them spooners, and there's a whole community out there of support for this. That will segue into the next topic, and I'm going to share right here a comment that was made by somebody for their loved one, okay? When I say you're going to get better, but I can tell you, do not overdo it, okay? I don't care who you are. I know it's tough. You want to do things. You want to carry stuff. Cases of bottles of water. That was my thing. Taking the trash out every week when the day before trash, man. My usual routine the day before, the morning of trash day when I was here, I would walk around the house. I would collect up all the trash that is currently in little trash baskets, and I would collect it all, combine it all into the main trash can, take it out to the can, and then take the can to the curb. I could not do that for the first few months. Heck, I only really just recently kind of got back into that habit in the last month or two, really. So whether it's, we have a water purifier. Those are 50-pound bags of salt, okay, that we dump into the water purification, into the tank for that, okay? Water softener, not water purification, water softener. Those things, you should not be doing those things, even if it's labor, manual labor. If you're a carpenter, you're great with your hands, you love building things. Ladies, gentlemen, guys, lay off of it. I'm telling you, your time will come where you can get back into doing that again. Lay off of it for now. Listen to your doctors. They told me that I was not able to lift more than, I think it was 10 pounds, 5 to 10 pounds, until I think it was mid-March, April. I wasn't even allowed to start using my arms on machines like ellipticals or those bicycle machines with the arm rowers. I wasn't even able to use those until the 1st of April. So that was, all of February, because it's 2nd of February. So all of February, all of March. So 8 weeks after my surgery. Everybody's going to heal differently and faster and slower. But that doesn't mean that because you're healing faster, that your muscles are going to be ready for you, whoever you are, to pick up right where you left off and do the same things you were doing at the same physical levels or stamina levels or intensity levels or time frame levels. Whether you're an EMT and you're used to pumping on people, giving them, CPR, that is a physically demanding thing. Carrying somebody on a stretcher, carrying lumber, if you're going to Lowe's to pick up lumber to build a deck or, pick your project. Those things you can't do those things right away. And when you do those things, you're going to risk, I'm not saying you will, but you will risk causing damage, injury, or something else to your body, and it's still healing. My biggest thing that keeps recurring to me whenever I'm doing something, and honestly, there are times I blow it off, but I also listen and I'm like, okay, look, you're right, it's right, leave it alone. How important is your family to you? I'm going to be real with you. Y'all know this. How important is your family to you? Because think about that. Because if you're willing to do these things and let your drive and your ego and your pride and I'm used to doing this, if you let that get in your way, you risk damaging yourself or further injuring or causing or damaging, injuring yourself or undoing or causing harm to some area of the surgery that was repaired. Okay? I apologize if I seem challenging on this, if I seem aggressive on this, but folks, you got to take care of yourselves. Meaning, stop doing things that your doctors are telling you to limit to do. Stop doing those things. They're saying this for a reason. So take care of yourself. Show your family that you love them. Demonstrate that to them by taking care of yourself and following the medical advice, the physical advice, the dietary advice, all of it from your doctors. Okay? So don't overdo it. That's the big takeaway from that. I'm telling you, I know it's hard. It's going to be, and it's depressing. It's hard. It's challenging. It's easy to fall into a rut of worthlessness, of beating yourself up. You're not carrying your load. It's not your time to carry any load right now. Your family loves you and they're there for that reason. Okay? Let them love you. Let them love on you. Let them take care of you. So, anyway, I hope that helps. Sorry if it seemed like drill sergeant or something on people. It's just, I know how my family reacts. I get the stern looks. I get the looks from my doctors. I get the looks from friends. You shouldn't be doing this. Okay, you're right. I'll leave it alone. So, but that's it, guys, for this video for this week. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below. Hit me up on Instagram, Facebook Messenger. Send me an email, whatever you want to do. That's it for now. If you have any, I already said if you have any questions. I love y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the comments that you have been putting. They mean a lot. They really do. And I'm telling you, if you have out there and you're sharing your experiences, somebody is getting encouragement from you also. So until the next video, love you guys. Take care. Be safe. Make the right decisions. God bless you.